Hello beautiful souls, and welcome or welcome back to Little Flames Oracle. My name is Trixie. I'm an oracle and a mystic, and if this reading found you today, remember to take only what resonates with you. This could be all of the message, but if something feels misaligned or wrong, please don't force it to fit your story. Just let your inner compass of wisdom guide you, and if you like this reading or feel called to hear more, don't forget to like and subscribe. So, apologies for being away recently. I try to post videos or readings whenever I can or whenever I feel called to by spirit. So let's just see what today's reading is all about. Now, as you may have noticed already, the two sloths, Honey and Malt, are holding a similar card. In other words, it's both tarot and both from the same deck. But the reason why Malt is holding more is because this pile here is the main message of today's reading. But this pile here is a more important, emphasized version of this reading. So these are the cards to pay attention to, and then these cards here are even more important, and hopefully that gives you like an overall reading. I also have a new type of divination today which I like to share with you all, and involves something that I created. It's called Lithiomancy, where you create your own board. This is just a fabric board that I've drawn on, and it's felt fabric in case anybody wants to know. And then I've got some crystals in here, which I'm going to be just picking out and then seeing where it's placed on the board, and we'll do a reading that way as well, which is usually linked to the same reading. So let's begin. Now, this deck here is called the Phantomwise Tarot, so if you like the look of it, it's a very steampunk Alice in Wonderland vibe. The link to it will be in the description box. However, it won't be an external link because I'm not sure what YouTube says about that. I get all of my decks on Amazon, so they should be relatively easy to obtain, but I will leave the author's name and the name of the deck in the description box, so if you like to have a look at them, or if you like the look of them basically, be in the description box. Anyway, let's begin. We have the Page of Swords in a reverse position. I'll pop that there actually. We have the Four of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, the Magician, the Ten of Pentacles, the Two of Wands in a reverse position, the Eight of Swords, the Hermit, and Judgment. Okay, let's just pop that all there. Alright, so let's just see an overall message and what we're getting today. Definitely a more and getting inward problem. Not sure if problem's the right word actually, but it's definitely more internal than external message, I think, because we've got the Hermit card here. So you may be called to promote balance in your life and getting, especially with the Two of Pentacles here and the Judgment card. So the Judgment card is being called to make a judgment on something. And we've got the Scales here as well. So this is Anubis with his heart and feather of Ma'at. I don't know if you can see there, but we've got the Scales here. And so this to me sort of calls out as balance. And then again with the Two of Pentacles, that's a card of balance as well. So we've got quite a few sword and cup energy. So swords I feel is more logical, whereas cups are more emotional, and I feel like maybe we should have some balance between our logical side and our emotional side. I feel like maybe we're not really seeing the positive out of what's happening at the moment. It's like we're stuck in our own thoughts at the moment. And with the Four of Cups here, you can see this person isn't really paying attention to the cup that's like right behind them. It's mostly just paying attention to the ones that are on the floor at the moment. So it's like we're not really seeing the goodness out of this situation at the moment. We're feeling a bit unbalanced or lost, I'm getting. And with the Knight of Cups here, that's like love coming into your life. But because this is more of an internal reading, I feel like this is self-love. So we are promoting self-love, or we are promoting love from within, like being kinder to ourselves. And the Magician card here as well, it's basically saying that we have everything that we need at hand to continue. It's like we don't need to worry about anything else, we don't need to buy anything else or to go further in something. We just need to find balance at the moment. I'm getting a lot of grounding and centering energy that we need to sort of do at the moment. And we've got the Two of Wands here. Usually twos are sort of like making decisions, and I feel like the cat is sort of looking at the view, maybe deciding on something. So maybe it could be, perhaps we're deciding on something, but because it was in a reverse position, I'm getting maybe that we don't have to make any decisions yet. We're not supposed to make any decisions at the moment. I feel like maybe that's more of the vibe. And the Ten of Pentacles, that's like happily ever after, like financially abundant or abundant in everything or all kinds. So this could be, especially considering it's next to the Magician, it's a reading from Spirit basically telling us to, I suppose, relax at the moment. Like find balance, do some centering and grounding, sort of find the positive that's going on at the moment. It's like taking this Pollyanna approach, if you've ever heard of that. So for those of you who don't know Pollyanna, and this was actually from a film that I watched called Pollyanna, so I'm going by the film, but Pollyanna was a little girl in a film who always saw the positive in everything. So I'll just give an example where this person really hates Mondays, and the Pollyanna approach, she says, well, I like to think of it this way, in that today may be Monday and it may be your worst day ever, or you hate Mondays. But if you think about it, after today, the positive side of this is that there'll be a whole other week, or that you've got the whole week before you get another Monday. So in other words, you get 6 extra days where it's not your worst day. So I feel like maybe we should take a Pollyanna approach to our situation at the moment, which might help us find balance. Because we don't want to be too logical, because at the moment I feel like maybe we're too logical at the moment, in that we're sort of thinking like we have to do something, when the Great Spirit is basically saying, stop worrying. You know, you don't have to do anything. You just have to find balance. But we're feeling, especially with the Eight of Swords here, we're feeling trapped in our own thoughts, like something has to be done, we've got to do something, I feel left out, or I feel behind, or anything like that. And especially because at the time of this reading, it's January at the time, and it still feels like, because this is the new year and it's January, we have to make all of these New Year's resolutions, we have to make a start in something, we have to do these new projects, we have to make decisions on things, like we have to just work and do, and there's all this action and the logical side of things, whereas Spirit is just saying, you don't have to do any of that. And if anything, I celebrate my own New Year in February 1st to be specific, because I like to begin my year when the rest of nature does, where everything starts to wake up and you get these snowdrops, for example, and the birds start chirping and everything starts to become more lifelike again. So I feel like we need to have more love for ourselves, be kinder to ourselves, you know, just relax. It's completely fine, you're on the right track, you're on the right path. And especially with this card here and getting the Page of Swords, it's like this person here is very balanced and decisive, sort of knows what they want, they're very stable, I'm getting, but because it was reversed, it feels like we're unstable or we're unbalanced. So yeah, I'm definitely getting like a big message of balance here. So let's just see what the 3 important cards here are, which is the Knight of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, and the Page of Cups. So already I'm definitely getting a very big message on making a decision to, I think it's like a decision for yourself. It's like, don't make decisions for other things, just make the decision for yourself to treat yourself with love and kindness, to find balance again, and know that you are abundantly supplied by spirit, whether it be abundantly supplied in peace and quiet, or you've got enough of everything to continue in your spiritual journey. So yeah, I'm definitely getting a big message on just like to stop worrying and to stop being too much in your head, to return to the earth again, to return to grounding and centering and finding balance and being much kinder to ourselves. Because again, we're not far behind, we're not like stuck and everyone else is getting ahead or anything like that. It's like we're on our own journey, so stop worrying. Alright, let's see what the other reading that I have planned for today is. So it'll probably be a more emphasis message, but again, it could also be something else. It's the crystal and the lithomancy board that I had as well. So let's just pop these away so we have a much clearer surface. I will probably give these back to Molt actually, so he can hold on to those. This is the first time that I'm using this, so if you like this method, please let me know down in the comments, and we shall continue using it. I'm not sure if I should. Maybe that would be fine. Actually, we can fold the corners, I think. Yeah, just so we can see a much clearer view. Alright. So, what does the community need to know today? So let's just give this bag a little shuffle. Shuffle, shuffle. Okay, and I'm going to pick one of these out. I feel called to this one. And we are in career. I also feel called to another one. Oh, we got two this time. Okay, let's see. Health and career again. Okay, do we need any more spirit from the bag? Maybe we need one more. Okay, we got one more. Oh, health again. Okay, so we've got 2 health and 2 career. Okay. So already that's a big message in that we're not really looking after ourselves at the moment. We're sort of pushing ourselves further into our career. But this is the past and this is the future. So the fact that we've got both careers in the past and the future, and both healths in the past and future as well, it feels like we need to sort something out in the past to help us move on to the future. Because at the moment, this is the sunstone, so this is actually quite happy and healthy, and I have my little book here as well, just for extra notes. This is the sunstone, I think. Yes, it is. Okay, so we've got happiness and well-being. You're doing great, all is well, do not worry, no fears or doubts. Be or seek happiness, so good news perhaps. And it's in health, which means I think you've sort of been fine at the moment, but with the snowflake obsidian here, that's sort of the opposite, and that's in the future. And it says protection, take care, looking after yourself, seeking help, pay attention sort of like to the moment at this moment in time. Find balance, rest and relax, and ask for help if needed. So yeah, I think in the past we're sort of fine. So it feels more present actually. So past can also be present. It feels at the moment we're okay. But I feel like we're going to make ourselves ill if we don't find balance. If we're constantly pushing ourselves in our career, which especially as well, we've got the spiritual stone and the earthly mundane stone, it feels like you need to have balance between your earthly mundane stuff and your spiritual path, because if you don't find balance in that, it's going to affect your health. And also in seeking help as well. So it could be seeking help from spirit perhaps. I also feel like perhaps your career is tied to your spiritual path as well. Like whatever it is you're doing at the moment, it's tied to your spiritual path. Like this is all part of your spiritual awakening, spiritual path, things like that. So yeah, this is definitely a message on looking after yourself at the moment. Otherwise you're going to make yourself sick or ill, unbalanced basically. and just a little message on the fact that I think your spiritual path and your career are kind of linked, or that they will do soon, because I'm getting this is the future side and this is the past. So I feel like you might be going into a new career, or you might be putting more spiritual stuff into your career. You might be changing careers perhaps. So yeah, it feels like sooner or later your spiritual path is going to be linked to your earthly mundane path. Like I feel things are aligning for you right now. Okay, so that's the end of your reading. I do hope this makes sense. Thank you very much for watching and for listening, and don't forget to look after yourselves. Blessed be.